Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another video. I'm sorry I've been absent for a few weeks, or rather 1.5 weeks, and I just want to say that it was work and I'm sure you missed me, and I wanted to do a superb video. And basically it's around comparing two of my amazing fragrances. I love doing these comparison videos because it not only gives you the data points to make a decision as to which fragrance to go for, but it also helps you appreciate common elements in two amazing fragrances or differences in two amazing fragrances and see which one is to your taste. That's why I love doing these comparison videos. So here it comes. Today it's a comparison video between a fragrance which is very close to my heart. I consider this one of the most amazing modern masculines ever made, and I'm comparing this with the version that was released in 2017. Same fragrance, same house, Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum, 2012-2017. I would love to get a bottle of 2017, but I have a decent size decant, as you can see, and I reviewed using this decant, and I'm doing a comparison video using this decant. Right hand is 2017, left hand is 2012. Now, a little bit about the fragrance, a little bit about Francois Dimashi. Dimashi is one of those parfumers who's not only a genius, but he also has this knack of producing really amazing fragrances in the designer price bracket. And this is one of those fragrances that I consider to be niche quality fragrance because of how intelligently notes have been blended. The outcome, the sum, is greater than the parts, and it comes across as one of those great masculine fragrances. When you put it on, it really gives you the satisfaction of wearing something premium, complex, and unique. That's the selling point of Eau Sauvage Parfum, both the versions. So I've got dry downs of 2012 and 2017. And let me start with 2012. I'll walk you through the journey of 2012, then I'll come to 2017 because there's significant differences. So 2012. 2012 is based around the universal masculine signature that is a barbershop, aromatic fougere. So they've used lavender, but lavender makes an entry later on. So the top of the fragrance is very fizzy, lemony. So bergamot and citron fruit. I've seen very few fragrances use citron fruit, and I tend to like them. So one is Eau Sauvage Parfum. One is Imitation Man by Amouage. That uses a very beautiful, creamy citron fruit. And here, the citron, the citron fruit is creamy, but it's a bit more heady. And they've used a compound here called Hedione, which I don't know much about, but I would like to think that's what this fragrance gives this fragrance, the bit of effervescent flight from your skin, if you like. The fragrance is designed like an elixir or an extrait or a parfum concentration fragrance, but it has a lot of push or jump of your skin. There's also a beautiful note of petitgrain. So Hedione, petitgrain, and then comes the lavender. Lavender here is aromatic and diffusive, almost powdery lavender. And then it's basically sitting on a bed of myrrh, patchouli, vetiver. Beautiful, beautiful combination because that patchouli has a sort of sweetness to it and it's earthy. And myrrh, as you know, has a rooty sweetness to it. And just beautiful composition. So it's sitting, all that sharpness, lavendery, barbershoppy feel is sitting on top of an ambery. I forgot to mention this amber as well. Of a warm, ambery, rooty, earthy, resinous base. That's what makes this fragrance so unique. And that's what makes this fragrance niche-like. It's very creative. I have not smelled many fragrances that do this, and it's niche quality to me. It has this beautiful development that makes me interested in wearing this fragrance every time I get an opportunity. In spite of having such a huge collection, whenever I get a chance to wear Eau Sauvage Parfum 2012, I love it. Now let's talk about 2017. So 2017, when you first spray, and you compare it side by side, you'll see that 2017 is twice as strong and twice as sharp, because they're using a compound here which I don't know the name of, but the compound has been reused again in Dior Homme 2020 EDT. The reason I disliked Dior Homme EDT, 2020 EDT, was because it's got nothing to do with Dior Homme. Yeah, here I like it. It's the same lemony, slightly ambery, slightly woody, but it's much more lemony and much more stronger than 2012, the opening. These two have been sitting on my skin for about 15 minutes, and this one is twice if not thrice as much stronger, with probably less of an amount in the spray, because come to think of it, the atomizer on this one is much bigger than the atomizer on the 5 ml decant. So this is less spray, probably thrice as strong. And that's very strong. That's probably a response to the customer demands of Dior making lighter fragrances. Not only Dior, everybody else is making lighter fragrances, and Dior probably has responded. And that's why I like François Dimashi. He listens to what his audience, what his consumers is saying. So this is decidedly strong. It's very lemony, and the citron fruit is basically sitting on its own. So creamy, lemony, synthetic. It's more synthetic than the 2012, and it has less aldehydic, fuzzy feel of bergamot. It has less bitterness, more lemony, more sharpness. So this is more angular. This is more rounded, smooth, and more lavender heavy. This is more patchouli and myrrh heavy. It's more earthy, more rooty, more sweeter. This is not sweet. This is more lavender heavy. So barbershoppy element is more prominent in this. And there's also no sweetness, because the base has just one note, I believe, and that's LME resin. So LME resin, if you've smelt it, it's very radiant, obviously resinous, and it's very lemony. And I like LME most of the times when it's used the top note. Here, I think it's sitting in the base. So this is more of an LME scent with lavender and with citron fruit. The notes that I couldn't find here are hedione, petitgrain, patchouli, and still it smells a little bit earthy. Maybe that compound that I mentioned, which has been used in Dior Homme, is here as well. But this is definitely more lemony, more zesty, more go to it, more bolder. Yeah, this is much reserved. So this is a comparison of the scents. Now let's talk about the nature of the fragrances. So 2012 similarities. Both fragrances are kind of similar, but yet very different when you smell them side by side. So what is the common thing? The common thing is to create a barbershop fragrance for the current century. Make it very attractive, make it very resinous and rich. That was a 2012 idea. Resinous, rich, complex. This thing is absolutely classy through and through, unbeatable class, The fragrance also is so expensive smelling, right? The 2017 version has all those qualities, but I wouldn't say it's very classy, but it's very bold, yeah? It is also a little bit more modern, and hence it will attract people who are in the 25-30 age group. This will attract more people who are in the 35-45 age group, right? This is more reserved, it's more classy, this is more bold, but equally nice. Don't get me wrong, both the fragrances are really stunning, and sometimes I feel 2017 is even better than the 2012. So let's talk about the differences. As I said, here the emphasis is on sweetness, resinous, earthy quality to a barbershop signature. Here the emphasis is on lemony, sprightly and punchy character. It's more angular, it's more sharp, it's really more bold, and it's definitely a little bit more modern smelling, little bit more, because of lack of patchouli, lack of, I would say, vetiver. Those are two notes I don't get here much. Not at all, really. So this one is different in the sense that there's more modern smelling, more punchy. The downside of 2017 is it's more synthetic smelling. If you have a lot of experience with 2012, you might find 2017 completely synthetic, which it is. And 2012 wasn't all natural smelling because of hedione and the creaminess. That creaminess is still here, but definitely smells a little bit more on the synthetic side. but that doesn't make the fragrance bad. So age groups, I would say, as I said, 30, 35 plus is what 2017 would be. 35 to 45 plus would be what 2012 would be. Occasions, both are fantastic work scents, fantastic blue tie events, fantastic first impression fragrance. Wherever you want to go, if you're slightly dressed, either of these fragrances are going to be absolutely smashing for that occasion, as long as it's slightly cold. And evening time would be even better, but it smells better. 2012 smells better in evening time. 2017 smells better during daytime. But you can throw any classy event, any dressed up event, and you will shine. Both the fragrances. Seasons, cold weather, compliment factor, massive. Both the fragrances. This one slightly reserved because the fragrance doesn't project that much after about 2 or 3 hours, but this one keeps on projecting. So I would say 2017 will get you more compliments than 2012. 2012 will get you more satisfaction, more complexity, more niche-like quality, if you see what I mean. Because, okay, we'll come to that. So let's talk about price point. So the thing is, 2012 will cost you a lot now because it's discontinued. So you're talking 125 to 150 pounds for 100 ml. 2017, 110, 100 to 110. So you'll save some money. But don't pay crazy money for 2012 because 2017 does the job and sometimes even better. Sometimes in the dry down, I like 2017 much more than 2012. Sometimes. Excuse me. So value for money compared. What is my conclusion? My conclusion is this. If you can get 2012, do get it. Because it's got more niche quality, more nuances. It's more balanced, more rounded. If you can't get 2012 and you're curious, try and get a decant if you can, or get 2017. 2017 will do the same job, smells a little bit different, is less complex, but it's more modernized, and it will probably get you more compliments than 2012. So that's the conclusion. Hope you enjoyed the video, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.